Welcome back to Dark Nexus. Tonight, it's Act 3, Chapter 140. We are picking up on the morning of the 2nd of Abadius, day 53 on the boat, mile 614. This is the day we reach Dobril, in fact. So this day, Barnabas will be waking up, unfortunately, not feeling better. And Katie, since Dora spent the entire day yesterday resting, according to the rules, she gets her charisma modifier worth of healing done to her sanity damage. So how much is that?
That puts her at 48.
Okay.
How hopeful.
We are making progress.
It would seem.
On the 2nd of Abadius, also early in the morning before Dabs goes to work, waking up to discover that Barnabas is not doing well. Dabs could attempt to begin starting to some of these remove disease to see if some of this charisma damage can be healed from the seedborne consumption.
Let's try it.
You will have to make a caster level check against the DC of the disease. Right. So last month, that meant that you had to get a natural 20. Now on a 19 or 20, you'll get it. DC 27. Oh no. D20 plus 9. Yeah.
18.
Hey.
So.
All right, because you were 7th level the last time we did this, right?
Chances just went up by 30%.
Hey-o.
Is that right?
No. Not at all. Not even close.
Ignore that math.
It went up
Ignore
by
that
5%.
If I...
You can action point it if you want.
I can action point it, right?
Yeah.
What do you need to get to?
Where are you at right now?
I'm at 15.
Plus.
Oh, wait. I rolled a
need-
15 plus 9. Yeah, no.
Yeah, you need to roll an 18, 19, or 20.
Right.
But you are within action point range.
Right.
How many of these did you prep?
2. So I could try another time.
If Dabs knows they can prepare this a few times per day, they might go, you know what? Maybe I'll just I'll give this a few days and see how it goes.
And
Yeah, I don't think it's worth spending an action point on Barnabas right now.
Okay.
okay.
So you have a second casting for the day. Let's go ahead and cast that.
Okay. So we cast remove disease and we'll try another
Zoom.
caster level check. No.
All right.
That was a 4 on the die.
So then on this day, actually fairly early in the morning, the Starling does reach the village of Dobril. It's a town in Galt known for its vast fields of roses and production of exotic perfumes. You got to see a little bit of this the last time that Dabs scried Hazerton Lowells. It's kind of a sleepy place, set a little bit back from the Selin River, and there's, it's a town of several hundred people who call it home. A lot of gardeners and perfumers, rather than like anglers or river traders, which is a little different so far on the journey. Galt is a absolute political shit show right now, but I think, as I've mentioned a couple times so far, Skywind is feeling like this town has seemed to stay far enough out of the madness of whatever's happening at the capital, which is way on the eastern side of the country, that it's safe to stop in. And they have some friends, and they usually stop there to spend a few hours to check in with friends there. So they would do that morning, and knowing that, as it has been put to Skywind, that Dora needs to have an eye kept on her. She would ask that the three of you all stay behind. And who would she leave? She would leave Joshua with you. So basically, Joshua's in charge. The three of you are behind there as they head into town. And I know you were thinking about a little bit of any items you might wish for them to obtain for you while they're here. What do you think?
Restoration scrolls.
Okay. And then...
Full restoration, not lesser.
Right. I'll roll on that.
And also, do we want to pull the Lowell's travel plan for the desert journey to start buying up the things that we would need for the desert journey in the Dreamlands?
I mean, I don't know when we'll get another chance, right?
I mean, better to have it now.
Yeah.
And if the thought is we're maybe 2 Dreamlands jaunts away from taking that journey, I think we should, let's maybe see what we can get.
You just have
here.
to be careful that you're not getting it too early, that it spoils before we go.
Right, but
just
part
has
of the
to
purpose,
make it right up to the edge of the...
Yeah, and part of the purpose of this list is here's the kind of stuff to get that will not spoil.
Yeah.
Here's how to pack it. Yeah, great.
Question.
Yeah.
Would we also want to see if there's any ability to buy another bag of holding?
I can certainly roll on it.
Or another wand of cure.
Yes. Yes on Scrolls of Restoration. Let me see how many. All right, I think you can get your hands on 2 there. I'm going to say Bag of Holding. I'm going to say 10% chance. Huh? Okay.
Just turned into
Well,
Fozzie Bear.
That's what I said. Okay. Assuming you would give Skywin access to the funds that you have and explain your needs to her, I think I have an idea of what she comes back with.
Excellent.
Okay. Fun. After about an hour after Skywin and about half the crew depart to head into Debriel, there is an encounter. So you're docked there, and you catch sight of, and Dabs is probably up on deck, hanging out with Joshua at this point. You do see a very threatening and very official woman who's been sort of making her way down the line of docks here, heading up the dock towards the ship. She is dressed all in silver and gray, and she's got her face hidden behind a full face hood embroidered with a sternly glaring visage. I've got art for her here. You will learn her name, I think, when I show you the art, and that will tell you a lot about her demeanor.
Huh.
Oh.
So Dabs and Joshua are hanging out on the docks there, and she makes her way up. I would like to know who is in charge of this vessel. Is the captain present? I'm sorry, the captain is in town at the moment. Is there something we can help you with? I'm looking for a traitor to the state. You are hereby ordered to allow me aboard to search your vessel stem to stern. Do you comply? Joshua
Who is this person?
looks over it. Yeah,
Has she presented any credentials
she
whatsoever?
has not.
Can we do any kind of like local knowledge
can-
check for
So-
laws and things
Stasi-
like that?
Okay, so this would be when Stasi's sleeping,
Okay.
but Vic would be hearing this from inside the hold. So yeah, come on out and give me that knowledge local check.
All right.
Grip's gonna come out too.
Yeah, he's probably below right now guarding that door, but he can hear this happening. Yeah.
He, in case an intimidate check
Is
needs
required.
to be made, he'd like to be there.
That is another natural 1
Oh.
for a 17.
Vic knows that Galt is still in the middle of what's called the Red Revolution, which is a series of cascading political coups that have absolutely devastated this country for years and years and years. But the constant through it all are the Grey Gardeners, who are Galt's state-sanctioned executioners and law people. There's a little bit of a feeling of the situation in Ustalov where there are just some folks who are given carte blanche to access information and dole out justice in the name of the state. And they hold their positions regardless of whoever's in charge of the government, regardless of who's in power at the moment or who's issuing commands. They are essentially sworn servants of the state. And she would be, as far as Vic knows, entitled to make this demand.
Joshua, that's
Yes.
that's one of their Grey Gardeners. You know what they are?
We haven't actually had to deal with them before, but I understand. We gotta shore the ship, don't we?
Yeah. I mean, unless we want to possibly deal with a whole bunch more of them coming here, we probably want to listen to what they have to say.
Are we able to show Dora to her?
Yeah. I mean, she's just sick.
Okay. Then you consent to my investigation. Yes, please come on board. So everyone steps back. We get all the spaces open up, and at this point, Stasi and Stanhope would be woken up, and Barnabas as well would be woken up because as she makes her way very rigorously through the ship. Now, obviously, it's a small vessel, so this doesn't take too much time. But the entire time, she's completely silent. And she, as she goes into, say, the hold, she does open up and investigate anything that seems large enough to hide a person. Like, very specifically, she's looking for some body hiding. And as she passes each individual person on the ship, she stops and with this blank, expressionless mask face, stares deeply in everyone's eyes before moving on. And as she moves on, she nods. She's not giving much of an indication any which way about how she's feeling about this, except, she's continuing and nodding. After making her way down through the hold below and really taking some time to climb up on top of the hardwood and make sure there aren't any hollowed out spaces back behind it, she comes back up to the top of the ship. So you are the mate then, is that correct? Yes, that is correct. Who's this one? She says, looking at Grip. He's a member of the crew.
Grip has rolled a 26 perception check just to try to clock how formidable a combatant he thinks she looks like.
She'd be a threat to him. She carries herself like an experienced combatant.
Okay.
You are not in charge of this vessel? Is that correct?
Who, me?
Yes, you.
No, I'm not fucking in charge of it.
You have been on this vessel for how long?
3 months or so.
Is it possible that anyone could be on this vessel and you not be aware of them?
No, I don't think so.
I am going to cast a spell on you. Resist, and there will be trouble.
Stasi lights a cigarette.
Grip pulls out his pipe and he lights his pipe while the spell is being cast.
She reaches inside her chain shirt and holds a hand around
A holy symbol.
a holy symbol of some sort. And she...
But we don't see the symbol.
Correct.
Okay.
And she casts a spell. Those of you with spellcraft can make a check here. You're hearing it and seeing it as she casts it.
A whopping 20.
Well, 21 for Dabwick.
Yeah. You do recognize this spell as it's being cast. I think...
Zone of truth.
No, it's actually not. With enough sort of time as it's happening to, if you want to give a little nonverbal clue to Grip of some sort or whatever, you can.
Like it's cool.
Yeah, exactly. The spell is called Confess.
It's not a lie if you believe it's true.
Ridiculous spell.
You ask the target creature a single question. On their next action, they must answer truthfully in the same language as the question was asked, or take a crap ton of damage and be sickened. Basically, it's like, you're fine as long as you answer truthfully. You give him a little like...
Yeah.
I just wanted you to tell the truth.
Fucking fine.
Is this vessel harboring the traitor Emilio Daldemain?
No, never heard the fucking name.
Okay, so like as she finishes the spell, you feel this little tingle inside of you, and then as you I never heard the fucking name, sort of seeps out of you. You know that magic has been spent. What do you know about the politics of this country?
Do I look like I study fucking politics? I don't know.
Who on this vessel would?
I don't know. Why are you... I fucking me.
What is your name?
I might know some politics a little bit, but is there something I can help you with?
Are you aware of the senator?
The who?
Senator Emilio Daldemain.
Is this a name that I would have heard of?
With a 17? Yeah, maybe so. I think you'd know just the basics. A long-serving senator who has made his way through a bunch of different administrations without...
Losing their head.
Yes. Yeah.
I don't know anything about them specifically. I just know they've been around for a long time. That's about it.
Very well, then. If you find him, he is wanted for treason.
What do you do? Sorry.
She glowers.
Just asking the question.
Turn him in if he crosses your path. She glowers at each of you individually.
When she glowers at Stasi,
Yeah.
Stasi winks at her. For the first time since winter's passing, she's finding someone attractive.
Nice.
And I think clearly an Inquisitor would recognize
An Inquisitor,
Yes.
yes.
Yeah.
Game recognized game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is a spell that outside of psychic spellcasters is only available to Inquisitors. I'm sure you've probably run across it. It's like
Stasi
useless
has-
for a player character, right? But
Right.
like,
Stasi has reveal secrets, and she now has access to discern lies, which border around that spell. like-
yeah.
If she's walking away, Grip
Yeah.
just goes, well, happy fucking hunting then. Stupid fucking authorities piss me off.
You want to talk about it?
No? Why? Does that sound... Well, I mean,
You just
maybe.
seemed really angry.
She
She's
just
just
picked-
doing her job, you know.
Okay.
So as the day moves along, Skywyn comes back with the folks that went ashore, and she comes back with 2 scrolls of restoration. She comes back with, sometimes I think random dice rolls are fun. She comes back with a bag of holding type 2, which can hold 500 pounds worth of stuff.
Snap.
Oh,
But the bag itself weighs 25 pounds. I think we're still within Grip's ability to carry that without being thrown off, right?
I think so currently right now he's at it's how much?
25.
That would put him up to a medium load.
So
He's at 64 right now, 76 is his light load.
Okay, maybe off mic we'll do a little bit of juggling of stuff and figure out who's carrying it. But
Cool.
And it is filled with essentially as close to all of the supplies that they could dig up here that would be in line with what the Yellow King had laid out as before you leave this caravanserai, make sure you've got XYZ. The only missing piece, of course, is pack animals, which, that may just be a missing piece, right? It's not much we can do about that. You don't have a way to get them to the Dreamlands. And that uses up your money with the exception of the gold pieces that Vic needs to continue the Dan Bong enhancement and leaves you with 1,500 left over.
fantastic.
And then we're back on the river. And as Dabwick finishes off their shift, they would be able to head into Dora to cast the Lesser Restoration for the day.
1 point.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
When Dabs does that and comes in, she finally raises her eyes to a person who is not Reynard and sort of tentatively reaches out to you and seems frustrated with,
Yes, dear. Yes, dear.
and she has this image of the cracking of an egg and is looking at you with like a reverent awe.
Wow.
And perhaps without even intending to, she opens up a pathway between the two of you, and you hear in your mind, Dora, I have to tell you, I have to tell someone, I have to explain. It's been a lie the whole time. It's been a lie. Dabwick, and I think you should leave me. I think you should probably just leave me somewhere. I don't think I should continue on with you. I don't think so.
Dabwick tries to take your hands in theirs and pats your hand and says, No, I'm not going anywhere. I'm not going anywhere.
But I'm not real. I'm not real, Dabwick. Do you
You
understand?
are
I'm not
real to
I'm-
me,
I'm
Dora.
only-
You are real to me. And I care. I'm not going anywhere.
It's wasted, though. It's wasted. You are a being of great power and empathy and kindness, and there are so many who need your help. There are so many who can be helped by you. Do you see that? I should go overboard. Just
No, Dora.
Leave me, Dabwick. Leave me.
Dora, we're taking you with us, and you're going to feel much better very soon. I promise you. I'm not letting you go anywhere.
I'm sorry, Dabwick. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm not real. I'm not real. I'm only a disease of someone else's. That's all.
I see you, Dora. I know that you are real. You are real to me, my love.
You want to stay with her?
Yeah.
So imagine essentially 8 hours of that.
Dora continually recasting that telepathic bond to keep the connection open.
So she can essentially have this telepathic bond open for the 8-hour period that you would need to provide counseling, which I think in the case of this day is just pure comfort, or trying to find an inroad to comfort.
Right, right. Just trying to say you are real, you are here, I am here with you, I'm not going anywhere. Yeah.
Yeah. Give me that check. Give me that wisdom check.
Wisdom check, I rolled a natural 1.
Oh, so this is upsetting.
This has been a rough day of die rolls, kind of all around.
It really has. It really has.
We're all still feeling the dreams that we had the night before.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Being forced into dreams of not quite suicide, but I mean, close enough, effectively, right, in terms of what the experience feels like. Yeah, it's awful. It's awful. It's frankly awful. And it's
Dabba can't
distracting.
make any
difficult.
inroads.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
not today. Johnny, what's Vic working on as this day passes?
Vic is going to work on the Dan Bong,
Yep.
and then he is also going to spend a day working on a new extract.
He's researching a new extract.
Correct.
All right.
And I think that while he's doing this, he's trying to spend some time next to Harlar and kind of check up on him.
Yeah, Harlar's got a lot on his mind. He's a little withdrawn.
Yeah.
Since the conversation on the Night of the Pale, but he welcomes the company and he looks like he's working up to something. I think he said a while back he wanted to ask you something in the new year, and he's obviously working up to it.
Vic, unlike Roni and unlike Gull, is perfectly fine with a companionable silence while doing things next to one another.
Great. So while you're working on that formula, this requires daily checks. DC 16 craft alchemy, which I'm guessing maybe you can't fail, right?
Can't fail.
And then either an arcana or nature check. DC 16, can you fail that?
Yes.
All right, so roll that up.
Made it.
Fantastic. Then overnight, Grip, Dora, and Vic begin feeling hot, sweaty, confused, a little out of place, a little out of sorts, as you know you're heading on the 3rd of Abadius, your need to make your next monthly check for seedborne consumption. Although, Katie, even though you didn't benefit from therapy, you do get your charisma modifier back from yesterday.
Puts her down to 43.
43. We're making progress.
Yep.
Making progress. On the 3rd of Abadius...
Is this the day we make the check?
This will be the day you make the check. So we know that on this day, as we've established, Vic will be spending 1 block of his time making the heal checks on all of you to see if he can give you that extra +4. So give me those heal checks. Let's start with the Gripper.
That's a 32.
Gripper will get the +4. And for Dora.
That is a 36.
Dora will get it as well. And for yourself.
That is a 29.
And you will get it for yourself. You'll have 1 more block on that day. Do you want to spend that on formula, or do you want to finish off the Dan Bong?
Formula.
Give me that Arcana check.
That is a 23.
All right, making progress. This will be a 21-day journey, so got a lot of work to go on that. Dabs, I assume, can spend some time counseling Dora today, and let's see if that goes a little bit better.
Made it. 17.
All right, so that is 5 from Dabs and 4 from your charisma.
And a lesser restoration.
Oh, yeah. Roll that up, Polly.
1 more point.
Nice.
So 10.
Yeah,
10 points in 1 day.
33.
making progress.
For sure. Thank you.
The amount of healing you all can do when you take care of each other is astounding. And just think about these former versions of yourselves. Imagine you walk out of one of those dream scenarios with damage like that, and
you got a
nobody
wizard.
fucking gives a shit.
Yeah.
Like they just
Yeah.
leave you alone
Yeah.
to just deal with it.
Yeah.
The amount of time and the agony of going through, and just like, probably obviously at some point they were probably trying to figure out like, well, fine, here's a lesser restoration or whatever if they dug it up. But they weren't sitting down for 8 hours and trying to help you.
Yeah.
And the amount you can get done.
I mean, when you think about it like that, you're like, it's amazing that they were able to accomplish anything.
Yes, it really is. It really is.
The original.
The original
Yeah.
troop.
Jaunts. Yeah.
and how much madness and trouble and trauma they were then carrying into each successive dream quest after that, because they weren't stopping to
just didn't
heal
care.
up.
Yeah.
They didn't fucking care.
And in the city.
Yeah.
In like the city of like literally how they would have been acting out in Thrushmore.
We know Ray, like this was those last chunk of months was when Ray started getting into fights, beating people up in bars, getting thrown into jail.
Was that when he took out the hit on us?
Yeah, well, I don't think you have the exact timing of that quite
Okay.
yet. That'll come out.
Okay.
But it's also, Stanhope can talk about the decline of the relationship between the Triangle Man and Rip Tusk. And that was all happening during the same period of time, too. And
fascinating.
Rip Tusk started sampling the product. Rip Tusk started taking the drugs that were supposed to go up to Iris Hill. It was just clearly shit was falling apart.
Where did that detail come out?
Stanhope sideways referenced a little bit of that. I'm filling in a little bit
Okay.
around the edges of stuff that
Gotcha.
that has been lurking there.
So is today the day to prepare just as many removed diseases as you can?
Yeah, probably.
So yeah, tonight before you have to make your own save, knowing that tomorrow you all might wake up with everybody having failed.
And you can prepare higher level slots with removed disease too, if that's
Oh, yeah.
so you can get more than just the number of third level spell slots you have, in addition to whatever you need to prepare for the ship.
All right. Let's make those saves for Grip, Dora, and Vic as they struggle with the seed. Oh, that image that you used to describe, Katie, how Dora and Tima were entangled like a necklace. That's the image now in all of your heads of like these fibers of this elder god are deeply entwined now in the
Woven
tissue of
through.
your actual minds. Let's start with the Gripper.
All right,
This will be a fort.
with my +4, I get a +16 on this.
Come on.
Jeez.
You can make it. Shit.
No, I rolled a 2 on the fucking die.
Oh,
So
all right.
I don't think an action point is even worth
Nope.
Nope.
doing. So
2 points of charisma damage to the Gripper. And Vic.
I get to roll twice.
Oh, right, because it's disease. Yep.
I got a 20 and a 24.
Ooh.
And the 24 puts me within striking distance, right?
It does.
Yeah.
And you can use inspiration on this.
Oh, shit.
Right?
It's inspiration.
It's
yeah.
because it's a saving throw.
I'll spend 2 points of inspiration to roll and add
yeah.
on to that. Come on. +6.
Great.
That's a 30.
All right.
Well
Grip.
done.
Vic does not take damage this month. And Dora.
I, with the heal check, have to roll, I think, an 18, 19, or 20.
Yeah, that makes sense.
But yeah.
You-
And I did not
okay.
come even close.
1 point of charisma damage.
Okay. I mean, not great.
Does that bump your modifier?
Yes.
Oh,
I'm
so-
an even number.
So
So
you'll heal less sanity
Yes.
damage. Yeah.
Unless
All right,
I
so-
can get removed
right.
and
That's the primary the next day.
restored. That's the idea.
Day 55 on the boat, the 4th of Abadius, mile 653. I think this is the time where Grip, unless Grip was making a decision that he wanted to pursue navigation as a career, this would probably be the point of like, all right, I've taught you the basics. Like if we need you to take the rudder for the day or chart a simple course, he's got the tools he needs. What would be next, do you think?
I think he finds himself looking at cats and going, I bet I could do that.
Oh, interesting. All right.
So like learning what it is to be a quartermaster, I think might be something he would be interested in.
Great. So for the next chunk of time, she's going to take you under her wing, which is probably results in a combination of like, all right, for the next hour, you're doing this, this, and this, and this. And then she'll grab you for an hour or so as she goes through checking on the supplies or talking about her philosophy for how to, prep supplies for a certain distance of travel. She also manages to have you with her as she has to deal with any little minor squabble that comes up amongst the crew. Just to you're present as you see how she handles people as a sort of toe dip into, that's part of this job.
And I think he probably, especially early on, he will feel himself butting up against a ceiling because we are getting into intelligence-based things and like being able to recognize patterns on his own, and so that I think will be the challenge of this.
Great. Give me a check.
Here's a better one. That's a 19 on the die for a 25.
That's great. Okay, so he's feeling the ceiling, but he's pushing through it, and he's engaging with it. That's awesome. All right, so the fourth, Dabs could do some therapy on Dora.
Telepathic therapy did not work out today.
All right. What about the lesser restoration?
It's difficult doing telepathic therapy.
It has to be really hard. Yeah.
It's one more point.
Down to 32.
And let's tend to the remove disease to see if we can cure this charisma damage on the two of them before we find out how much Dora heals just for resting. All right. These are caster level checks.
Caster level checks.
DC 27.
Oof. That's a 22.
Worst possible.
How many do you have prepared today?
Multiple. I prepared 4.
All right, well,
Yeah.
I won't goad you into throwing your
Okay.
resources away. I want to. Can you see me twitching?
That's a
No,
terrible.
I can see it pushing against your face.
That's a terrible number. You're like,
Yeah,
oh,
it's the
know.
worst possible.
Yeah. All right. I'm going to roll again.
Yep.
Ooh, 24. That's so close.
That's so
I mean,
tempting, isn't it?
If you're going to use
I
an
will shut
action
my
point, that's the roll to do it on.
Yeah, I mean, that's a 50% chance.
Yes.
Boom! All right. So,
So-
your lesser restoration, in addition to healing that 1 point, will also heal. How much were you damaged? You just had 1. Okay, great. So
Yeah.
that point of charisma damage is gone for Dora for this month, which means at the end of this day she'll be down to 28 sanity damage. Is that right?
Yes.
Yeah, awesome. And you have some remove disease left for Gripper.
Yes, I do.
Great.
Let's try.
Here we go.
Nope. That's a 20.
Okay.
One more try.
Yep.
Ooh, that's a 26. Oh.
I don't know. I feel bad about you spending an action point on 2 points of charisma for grip.
We're not going to the Dreamlands tonight, are we?
No.
No.
Then let's try a few more spell days, right? Because
Yeah.
if we're not,
Okay.
Right.
Great. I had forgot about Barnabas, so tomorrow, let's remember, now that we've gotten Dora cleared, we'll also come back to Barnabas. What is Vic crafting away at on this day?
He would finish up the Dan Bong
Yep.
and continue on his spell research.
Fantastic. Let's make the spell research check. Give me that Arcana.
That is a 30-something.
Yeah, golden. And on your last day of enchanting the +1 Dan Bong to be a +2 weapon, you need to make a spellcraft check. Can you hit a DC 11?
can you not hit a DC 11?
That is a 38.
And Robert, Gripper's Dan Bong is now a +2 weapon.
Oh, thank you, my boy.
Sweet.
On the 5th of Abadius, you officially leave Kyonin behind. The Firani forest is now in the rearview mirror, and up ahead on the western bank is a sort of a long stretch of plains that go up to towering mountains in the distance.
5 Kings? Is that the 5 Kings?
It's the
one?
5 Kings Mountains. So we have left the ancestral homeland of the elves, and we've moved into a region that the dwarves have largely attempted to claim for their own. There's a lot of squabbles going on between the dwarves and the orcs, of course, but this is the part of the world where a lot of the dwarven sky citadels can be found. It's a very different vibe over there instead of like looming, terrifying forest that you don't want to go into. It's kind of an open and inviting grassland on that side of the bag. And then on the Galt side, again, lots of fields of flowers. And the weather is warming up. We're still in effectively January, but we're getting further and further south at a much faster clip now. And I think there's even though we're taking some time to deal with Dora, there's a sense of things being a little bit like more open. There's a sense of vista that you haven't experienced before. The river's moving faster. There's maybe a sense of momentum as this chunk of time is going on.
2 things. I want you to move our token on the map.
Oh, I have to move your boat. I gotta move your boat. I'm sorry.
I knew you were going to ask about
It's
that.
easier for me to do that when we're done traveling, but I'll do it.
And the other thing is, Stasi might have spent some time the last couple of days making sure that guy did not get on their boat while they weren't looking.
Yeah. Yes. Okay, he did not.
Okay.
But she takes time. She takes
Yeah.
time to really make sure of that.
It's a good call, though.
Yeah.
I didn't even think of, maybe he snuck on.
But I think right now he might be at this point.
Ooh.
Yeah, we're moving. Let's check in with Dabs and Dora Therapy for the day.
Come on, Dabs.
Come on, Dabs.
It's a 15 on the die for
Yay.
20.
Down to
Right.
23.
You're almost where I began.
Melting away. It's melting away.
And then by the end of the day, you'll be at 19 from your charisma. Let's roll up
Yep.
that lesser restoration.
2 more points.
17. Oh, we're making progress. Let's check with some remove disease attempts to tend to the seedboard consumption, still remaining on Gripper and Barnabas.
First one with Gripper, no.
Okay.
Second one with Gripper, absolutely not.
Okay. You're fighting against a god.
Yeah.
Barnabas. Natural 1.
Oh,
I say stick with Grip until we have him
And
able to be
a
healed.
4 on the die.
okay.
This is not going
Tough
well.
day.
Dabs might be exhausted.
Yeah. 8 hours of mental communication with a
Holding
fucking
her
crazy
hand.
person has gotta be.
In the book nook, while she
Yeah.
cradles the sleeping Barnabas when Barnabas
Yeah.
allows it. Oh, and
Yeah.
who's sick. So you're in a
Yeah.
room with like this
Yeah.
sick fox, poor unfortunate Dora, and there's just continuous insistence
Yeah.
Yeah.
that she does not exist.
Right.
Mental vomit coming at
yeah.
you all the time.
It's a lot. It's a lot.
What is Dabs doing for their own mental well-being?
I was
And
just-
during all
also
this?
knowing that they're heading towards their own seedborne consumption check coming up in a couple days too. Like they know
Yeah.
it's nigh.
I think Dabwick is doing the trick of using wild shape to escape the
Oh.
boat for
Yeah.
meditation.
Yeah.
So whether as a fish or as an albatross or some other
Dolphin.
dolphin, gar, maybe not gar. They're so delicious.
I just want a little taste.
Just a little nip of gar.
I love that image of Dabwick like doing all this stuff, and then whether or not they were able to help that day or not, going up onto the deck and then just diving off and transforming
And taking some me
as
time.
they go
Yeah.
into the water. Like that's
Yeah.
awesome.
It's pretty awesome. Vic is working on the spell.
Yep. Oh, that's only a 16.
DC 16.
Oh, made it. All right.
Got it.
Vic would also start to work on that book with the other language.
Yes. Is Dora far enough along in her...
Yeah, I think maybe.
She can put in that last day?
But then I don't get the. Is it just not adventuring that gives me the charisma healing?
Oh, right.
I
No,
don't
no.
think I can
Yeah, no.
until that's.
Yeah,
Until I don't need that anymore.
correct.
So
You want that charisma.
yeah, I want that more than I want the language.
Yep. And we're at 17. All right, I'm happy to call this now. At the end of 2 more days, we have got Dora down to 0 sanity damage. You don't get your hearing back until the madness is gone. However, I do think at 0 sanity damage that there has been enough therapy and enough rest and enough time for you to get yourself in a place where you can play your character. But yeah, you are then another 7 days away from being able to hear. So where does that leave Dora feeling? Is she ready to pop back in?
I think no. She's not ready to pop back in. I think that she would think of herself as a danger to others if she is not present with all of her senses when they go to another place. Every place we've been has been a disaster and not what we expect.
Yeah.
So I think her not being able to hear is a massive liability. And I don't think she would. I also don't know that she can even perform in the ritual if she can't hear everybody else. Like there's a lot of layers to this.
Interesting.
And I don't know that she would trust anybody else to lead the ritual.
Right.
So I know it's 7 days and I know we're on a timeline, but I think she would move into the next phase as trying to find a way out of this thing that happened to her.
Right.
Like, I think she knows she's real now. She knows that this is something that happened to her because of what she saw, but the deafness still feels real and present.
Yeah.
And until they can find another way. Like, she might even be suggesting that someone else goes to the Dreamlands if they have to go now to save time. But she knows that if she's there in a world of silence, anything could happen to her, and then everybody else has to deal with that.
Right. Are the rest of you wanting to push on into the dream tonight?
I don't like the idea of going without her. I don't want to do it.
Yeah, no, I'm with you, Grip. I don't want to go without her.
I don't think we're on a real timeline until we have the art stone, right?
Yeah, good point, Jack.
Yeah, no, I don't. I think going without her is a fucking fool's errand.
All right. Well, let's give her some time and keep checking in on her.
All right, further healing. This will also be the day that Dabwick will have to make their save. So let's get Dabwick's save against seaborne consumption checked.
Let me help with that.
Great. Here comes a heal check.
And I'm rolling my wisdom check.
This will be a fortitude save.
Fortitude save.
Yeah. Probably, hopefully, fingers crossed, with a +4 from Johnny.
Okay.
24.
You know the DC is 27.
All right, well then I will spend a point of inspiration.
Yep.
Made it, 27.
Great. So, Polly, make a fortitude save for Dabwick against seedborne consumption and add +4 from Vic.
Roll a 2 on the die.
All right. Dabwick takes 2 points of charisma damage.
Bringing them down to 6.
Oh my goodness.
Oh,
Wow.
how does that
Not
mean?
good.
Had they already taken some?
No, they just have
No,
low
they just have
charisma.
low charisma.
There is a sense of something is happening in the body. There is a transformation happening in your body that this month feels very aggressive.
I think it's kind of manifesting that Dabwick is just quite not as composed as usual, like a little sloppy, a little maybe too enthusiastic, or confused, or just moments where it's they're just not landing.
This is after this week of what you've
Therapy.
been trying to do
Yeah.
to help others.
Oh, it's like all of your gauges of behavior
Yeah.
are just off.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you're feeling like you're having to push through this alien thing. So,
I'm trying to get people to understand me and
Yes,
to understand
yes.
others.
and that you have needs
Yes.
as well.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. Also, at the end of this day, this is the day that Vic and Grip can attempt to remove their lesser madnesses.
This is Will.
This will be Will. Let's start with Vic.
That is a 24.
You, my friend, no longer have the night terrors.
Wow.
I forget what my current dormant madness is. The despair?
Yeah, this was the melancholia.
The melancholia? Okay.
Yeah.
That's a 20. An adjusted 20.
And he's cured. Ooh.
Thank you, Iron Will.
Yes, hey-o.
Absolutely. Great choice.
So then we sleep overnight to the 8th of Abadius, and this morning we can kick off first thing before Dabs goes up to their shift with the remove disease castings for the day. We still have you, Dabs, Grip, and Barnabas with charisma damage. Who do you want to start with?
Why don't we start with Barnabas?
Excellent. So give me that caster level check. Again, D20 plus 9.
I just want to say I find it very interesting that Dabs, who in the midst of their own charisma damage and sloppiness and flailing and stuff, are choosing to continue to reach out and help others first, rather than trying to help themselves.
And in that vein, I guess it makes sense then that Dabwick would roll a natural 20. So that's 29 on the caster level check.
All right, so you can now cast a lesser restoration.
That's a 2 on the die, so that's 2.
Excellent. And Barnabas has all of the charisma damage for this month removed.
Thank you.
Let's we got more remove disease. I want to move to the Gripper or to Dabwick.
Let's go to the Gripper.
Here we go.
Another natural 20.
Oh, I know what this story is.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Dabwick's last.
Yeah.
All right.
So follow that up with another lesser restoration here.
That's another 2 points.
All right. So I think Gripper is also cured, right?
Correct.
Okay. So Dabs with the 6 charisma is the only one left. Natural one, natural one.
Stop it. Oh, that's not too bad. That's a 17 on the die for a 26.
You are
so
literally
close.
one away. You know if you spend an action point, you've got it.
Yeah, throw those
right.
resources
Throw them
away.
This is not throwing them away.
No, it's not.
Yes, so that's a 31.
Yeah.
All right. Go ahead and roll that lesser restoration for yourself.
Yes, I got the 2 points.
All right.
Well done.
Dabwick is just holding on to that capital U understanding and trying to remember and remind us of who we are without this infestation, and that someday we will be rid of it. I think that there's a belief there, a strong understanding that
it.
someday we'll be done with this.
That's awesome.
Love it. Hey, talking about understanding. What
What's so funny about it?
do you Thank you. Do you have Riversite prepared today, or is that being jettisoned amidst all of this other stuff?
Oh, yep, that's taken up by lesser restoration.
Okay, so no Riverside tonight. The morning begins like normal. Dabwick heads up to their shift. Vic and Dora would be beginning their projects. We'll leave that for the moment because something does happen today.
Oh, God.
Around 7:30, just as the sun is getting up there in the sky, you catch sight of two people on the eastern shore. That's the Galt side of the river, yeah. It's a man and a woman. Woman's in her late 40s or so, very aristocratic looking, dark skin, maybe a Siriani, black hair tied up in a scarf. Her left arm up in a rough sling of some sort. She's wearing what was probably once a very fine white dress, but it's all dirty and torn in places. And the man is also like late 40s, early 50s, also very aristocratic, like courtier looking. He's Voudrin, but also in like mucked up, once fine court clothes. They both look worn down, out of their element, and very scared, and they are waving their arms at the ship.
This is the guy. This is the guy they were looking for when we went to the port.
Oh, the senator. We'll see. Well, maybe we'll see.
Stassi's
I guess.
standing on deck smoking like, this is trouble.
So, Debs, do you have any way of getting a closer look at them before we make a decision about whether we want to help them?
Well, I could fly over there as a bird.
Oh,
I can't talk to them, but I can observe.
Interesting. So let's say we're catching sight of them, ways down the river. You've got several minutes before the boat would be passing them. That's a fun idea. You want to do that?
Yeah.
Okay. So you take the form of like an eagle or something? What?
I was thinking of something smaller, like a starling.
I think you're limited by size with the wild shape ability.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
How
right.
about just a duck? What would be something
It's
that would
too
be along the river?
Giant eagle.
The options
Show of
are
force.
The options
small
are-
size or medium size.
Right.
Well.
Let's do an eagle.
Okay.
Fly over there. Good perception check to see what we can see.
Be an owl. Ooh, ooh.
Who are you?
All right, so Dabwick leaps into the air, transforming before they splash into the water into an eagle and soars over to the eastern bank.
Eaglewick.
Eaglewick.
Birdwick.
Oh, Birdwick. Why don't you lead with your perception check, and that'll inform me about what I fill you in on.
Okay, so that's a 4 on the die, but plus 18. The perception check is 22.
All right, there is a sandy stretch of beach where they are at. Maybe about 100 feet of sand and grass between the river's edge and a low run of cliffs, like maybe 20 to 30 foot tall cliffs about 100 feet back from the water's edge. And on top of those cliffs is a fairly large copse of trees. Now, we're still a couple of days away from the Verduran forest, so this isn't like we have not quite reached the massive Verduran forest yet, but it's a big copse of trees. And as you soar overhead, the two of them are waving their arms. They can see you. I mean, they were able to see you do this. As you fly over this copse of trees, you catch sight 150, 200 feet into this copse of trees. There is what looks to be it's probably like a woodcutter's shack, right? A small building of some sort, outside of which you see another man, a real tough as nails, like veteran soldier looking kind of guy, maybe in his 60s, but hard and fit. Looks like his bloodline is probably from Numeria or like Horse Lord barbarian stock a ways back. He looks like a fighter. He's wearing a breastplate. He's got a glaive, and he's looking around like he is guarding this woodcutter's shack. And then as you sort of make a little circle of this copse of trees, that is what you see.
Can I try a sense motive check on the two on the beach?
Yeah, give it to me.
22.
They both seem scared and out of their element, in dire straits.
Stasi is so kitted out to deal with these two people.
And I see that the fighter he's in some sort of protective mode, but I don't see him being attacked or menaced by anything.
Correct. He looks like he's in bodyguard mode. Like like maybe there's somebody inside this shack or something inside this shack, and he's not going to let anybody get into there. And I would say the style of dress of that guy matches the two courtier types on the beach, even though he looks more like maybe he's some sort of official soldier type for wherever the heck they're from.
All right. So
and I know Dabs doesn't have knowledge of locals, so he doesn't recognize the cut of their clothing. But on the ship, those of you would they look like in pretty typical Galt courtier dress.
All right. Dabwick's going to circle back to the Sullen Starling and turn back into Dabwick and share what they saw.
So I know we ran into trouble with those fishy druids out on Lake Kellis, but you were feeling definitely like they were not bluffing their fear. Is that?
No, they've got to be the Gulchans from and the senator, right?
From the Bril. The people they were looking for.
The Grey Gardener that came aboard was looking for the senator, Emilio Daldemain. But
So
who would he be guarding? That's the question.
Boy, you think the fighter is the senator?
Yeah.
But could the fighter be protecting the senator in the cabin? Possibly. We won't know until we get there. Permission to engage, Captain?
You don't know exactly why he is wanted?
Stasi is giving you the stink eye like you would not believe.
Like, don't engage?
Like, why would we embroil ourselves in this when we have all this other stuff going on?
I can pull the ship over to the beach if you want to get up and talk to them, but I won't let them on board until we have more information.
Stasi can detect evil, discern lies, and reveal secrets.
Is she volunteering all this? That she's like, I can get to the truth of this matter?
Stasi, you look like you've got another idea in mind.
Well, I can tell you if it's a good idea to bring them aboard. Might be able to tell if they're lying if we ask them questions.
So if we go over there, we talk to them on the beach first before we make any decisions about bringing them aboard.
It's not good to engage, bringing them on the ship with all these people.
Agreed.
Do we know about the reach of the Grey Gardeners? Like, are we liable to be stopped again at another port to,
You will not pass another town or settlement in Galt before you leave the country's borders, but you don't leave the country's borders for a few more days.
Mm-hmm.
So if we get stopped and they ask us, did you see anything? Then we're in trouble, because if they zone of truth us, the answer would be like, yes, we did, and we walked away from it.
But it's not our business.
No.
I don't think they would expect us to take them aboard and deal with them.
I believe that they said, if you see this person, you're supposed to try to take them.
This is not our fucking circus. These are not our fucking monkeys.
What do you think, Captain? I mean, it's your vessel. If we get stopped, we saw them.
I'm hesitant to leave people who might be in actual distress out here in this, which right now is just like
nothing.
Very much nothing. If they're seriously in distress, but I don't want to bring them on board unless we know what they're about.
All right.
Well, why don't we do then? Is there a boat? Is there like an away boat on this vessel?
No, so the Starling is shallow enough that she would actually just pull over and you'd hop out and wade over.
Yeah.
All right, let's do it.
Okay.
So what's the away team?
leaving the deaf one behind and
Yeah.
Stasi joining in.
Yeah.
That's fun.
That makes sense.
And she'll start detecting evil the second we're close enough.
All right, so as you're making your approach, Stasi will whisper a little prayer to Pharasma and then start concentrating. Mm-hmm. Very good. So as you leap out of the boat and make your way to the beach, the man steps back, like towards the little steep path up this cliff rise, as the woman heads kind of rapidly down the beach towards you. Again, she's got an arm in a sling. She has a dagger on her hip, which she is not drawing, but she's not attempting to hide it. Hello, hello, can you help us? Can you help us?
Stop.
Yes, yes. She stops.
Who are you?
My name is Nuri. We're close to Teldor, aren't we? To the forest. We have to get off the land. We are being pursued. We had our money stolen by bandits a few days back. We're in rather desperate straits. Can't pay you for your trouble right now, but one of our company will be able to access money in the near future, and any reparations that you feel are necessary can be made.
Stasi just made a 24 cents motive check.
Okay, she does not seem to be trying to hide anything, except perhaps maybe.
Her real name.
No.
Okay.
No.
Oh,
no.
is that a name that I would recognize?
No.
What are these others?
Okay, all right. Again, I'm Nuri. That's Vish, and Branuk and Emilio are back at a small cabin back there. We're just trying to get south. We're trying to get out.
Emilio is the senator, yeah? We have encountered the Grey Gardeners. We don't want to hurt you, we just want to understand. Better to be upfront.
They're closer than I thought.
We saw them in the Breel.
Was it Glauer?
It was.
Yes, the senator. I work for the senator, and we're trying to get him out of the country.
Why?
Look, the Revolutionary Council has called for his beheading, and we don't know why. And he's a good man who has worked for his constituents for as long as I have known him.
Sense motive.
Yeah, specifically on we don't know why.
29.
Yeah, she's not trying to hide anything.
Who's Brannick?
The senator's bodyguard.
You really don't have any idea why?
Do you know anything about the politics of this country?
They're a mess?
Yes. Someone new's in charge, and they decided they want him dead. It's as simple as that. He stands up to the Revolutionary Council all the time, for the benefit of the people. It's a dangerous job.
Is Stasi detecting?
There's no evil within range. Yeah.
I will talk to him, yeah?
All right. May I have your names?
Stasi Kovacevic.
Stasi.
I'm with the Maiden's Choir.
All right. She seems to sort of loosely register that you're very much not in a Pharasman part of the continent.
Yeah.
You can call me Vic.
But I have symbols of...
Yeah. Of authority and... yes. Vic.
Dabwick Freewing.
Grip.
All right, Grip. Vish, would you let the senator know we're making an approach? So you make your way up this very steep, kind of sandy game trail up to this higher level where the woods are pretty thick in this copse of trees up there. And
as we're walking,
yeah.
Vic is pulling and drinking extracts.
Like what?
Gravity gun, shield.
Okay. And how long do they last? Like 8 minutes, 9 minutes? 8 minutes?
8 minutes.
All right.
Stasi's continuing the detect evil.
Okay. So she leads you back up to this shack. You pass the man that she called Brannick. This is the 60-year-old kind of bodyguard-looking type dude. He's very stoic as he sees you approach. He steps aside, opens the door to this little shack, and you see a man standing in the doorway. Talden man, around 50, olive skin, dark hair, dark eyes, very handsome, very, very worn down looking. Similarly in clothes that have been that were not made for trekking through the wilderness. And you can catch a glint of what's probably a chain shirt underneath his courtly clothing. as he sees you approach. And when you get within 60 feet, Stasi is not detecting any evil from either of these people.
She's going to switch it
Okay.
to good.
Yes. As you're making this approach, you would be able to detect auras of good coming off of the Senator and off of Nuri.
Great.
Okay.
She will look around at her companions and nod like, "This is okay."
Hello, friends. Are you able to help me get out of here?
Where is it you want to go?
I have been contacted by a group in Taldor, in the Verdurn Forest, that says they will be able to provide shelter for me if I can simply get to them. Now, we're very close, but I know that the Grey Gardeners are close on my heels. If I can get onto the river for just a couple more days, I think I'll be able to make contact with them. Then I will be off your hands and out of your lives
Just
forever.
you.
No,
It's much harder to hide 4 people and
they
shit
are my
than it is-
responsibility now. They have risked their lives to get me this far. I'm not going to leave them behind. They will be killed by the Grey Gardeners if they are found.
Oh, it's just borrowing trouble, I can tell. But ultimately, it's the captain's call, isn't it?
Yeah. Why are they after you?
Because I've been trying to help the people of the Dustworks crawl out from underneath all of the tyranny and bloodshed happening in Isan. I do what I can, and I have made enemies.
Why now?
I don't know. I pissed off the wrong person. I helped the wrong person.
Sense motive.
35.
16.
He does not seem to be lying. He doesn't even seem to be trying to conceal anything from you. Other than, like, he's
He's a politician.
trying to impress upon you, I need to get out of here.
Yeah.
But he's not trying to hide something from you. When he says he does not know why they've targeted him for death at this particular moment, it seems to be true.
Okay.
May I cast spell upon you?
Oh, what is the nature of the spell?
I will ask you if there is something you're not telling me.
All right. Yes, of course.
Stasi casts Reveal Secrets. When you cast the spell, you ask the target whether or not it has a secret about a specific topic.
All right. Yes, absolutely.
Is there a secret you're not telling us that might make us not take you? Like, we know about the Grey Gardeners already.
Yeah.
Is there anything else that he's withheld that would make us immediately go, oh, fuck no, we're not getting involved in that?
Assuming you understand how dangerous the Grey Gardeners are, then no.
Thank you. If we can accommodate him on the ship, I think we should.
4 fully grown humans.
Yes, his problem is Captain's decision. I think they are telling the truth.
All right, we'll be back.
Only to the forest. Only to the Virginia
Right.
Forest. 2 days away. 2 days away. Give me perception checks.
Oh my god. I have such good perception.
Oh, this is... It's my third
20.
natural 20.
Oh my god.
Wow.
Polly!
Rocket
You
it.
roll everything today.
This is not the way it was the other night.
No.
What so what was your total there, Paulie?
38.
Damn.
It's as high as it gets.
Was that high enough with the invisibility?
Vic?
Mine is only a 20.
Gripper?
22.
22
24.
for Stasi. Okay. So you're stepping away from this little woodsman's shack, about to make your way back, when Dabwick catches out of the corner of their eye just a little glint of something through the trees. What is that off to the left? You see a half-orc dressed in hunter green, like camo, basically, with a longbow trained on you. We're going to roll initiative and get into some combat next time. That's the end of chapter 140.
Oh no! We got a sniper!
Dark Nexus is produced by Plug and Hum Productions. This podcast uses trademarks and/or copyrights owned by Paizo Incorporated, used under Paizo's fan content policy. This podcast is not published, endorsed, or specifically approved by Paizo. For more information about Paizo Inc. and Paizo products, please visit paizo.com. That's Paizo.com. Dark Nexus uses music and soundscapes by Syrinscape. Check them out at Syrinscape.com. That's Syrinscape.com. Opening and closing themes, along with additional music composed by Rob Kauzlaric. Artwork for Dark Nexus is by Matt Wahlquist. And thanks to DMCP, Richard and Ari, Paul and Shannon, Scotty, Jason, Jess, Joe, Chelsea, Matt, Dave, Derek, Darren, Michaela, JH, the Biscuit Buddies, and everyone we've gamed with over the years for all the memories and inspiration. I can take a knowledge of what?
That planes?
I'll let you know in a second.
No, I want to know now.
Oh my fucking god.
Arcana history of planes.
We're engineering.
Religion, local,
Nature.
engineering.
Tell us what it is.
This is so helpful, you guys.